This is the very nearly fairly current show.
Popteevee. Muka sepusan, I skip first. I skip to Muka sepusan.
Hi Gertjan, welcome to the Fairly Current Show.
Thank you for having me.
Actually we'd like to, I think, open up our topic today with a brief discussion about film festivals and Malaysian films, and especially the independent, what some people are calling the new wave scene. You have been following, I suppose, Southeast Asian films and Malaysian films as well since maybe about 2004, 2005.
Yeah, roughly about it.
Yeah. And how do you think the scene has, from your perspective as a programmer, how did this interest come about, firstly, and what do you think has grown or has happened to the scene since you first laid eyes on it?
Well, to be honest, when I started, I was totally unaware of a scene. I moved my interest from European cinema to Asian cinema for very practical and pragmatic reasons. I'd done like this kind of programming for maybe 10 years. I knew everybody to know in this field I was working in, and there was a possibility to move territory. And so to move to Asia, when one director left in Rotterdam, I could step in his territory. I had the feeling, kind of gut feeling, that if I would go to like Japan and China, there would be other programmers already there making the things. And I just noticed in scanning film festival catalogs, there's very little from this region, which I found hard to believe. Since when you saw like some films, I had the feeling there must be more than that, but it was not shown. So a bit like a gamble, and without knowing too much about it, I proposed a big program in Rotterdam to do the whole Southeast Asia and make a program on it, suggesting there was a lot going on there. But in fact, I didn't know. I just had the feeling it would be there.
Right.
But sometimes you have to trust your feeling and just do it. So when I made this program, I was like a real amateur. I didn't know anything about the region. And I traveled all the countries for this program. And all the countries I arrived for the very first time. So also in Kuala Lumpur, I came for the first time and didn't know many people. I knew like Yuhang because I met him in Manila, and he suggested I should come over and look at things. That was like my first contact.
And since then, how do you think the scene has developed, grown, regressed?
Well, regressed for sure not, but I think that when I arrived, basically everything was already there.
Everything meaning?
Everything in the sense that all the key filmmakers we are talking about, like all of them, like Amir and James Lee and Ho Yu-hang and Ming Jing and Yasmin, and they were all already active and working and making films. And so when I arrived, I got to know them and their work.
And if
the only thing is that it was still little known to the world. It was all there.
Right.
But I think maybe by chance or just to be lucky, I arrived at a moment it was already going. And it's not... I will also never pretend that I discovered it or something. It's people like Yuhang showed me the way, and it was just there. After that, of course, they started traveling the film festival.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, how has the scene grown? Because
to be honest, I don't see much grow. That's maybe a thing to worry about, because all the people I mentioned, including like also Deepak, I saw his first film, and Tan Mui, I saw her short A Tree in Tanjung Malin.
Yeah.
We're all like active, but there's only very few new people. This week I went to the shooting in Malacca of the first film of Charlotte Lim, and that's in fact one of the few people you could call like a follow-up or a next generation. But I don't see that many, and also not many outside of this group of Chinese Malaysian filmmakers.
Could it be because of just financial realities, just practical, or is it because of education, or is it because of a lack of supporting infrastructure for this kind of independent work?
Well, I think all the reasons you mentioned, but there's also a certain kind of factor of chance. I don't know if you believe in that, but I believe in the fact that discovering talent doesn't exist. A talent discovers him or herself. They know they can do something, they feel the urge to do it, and they will try to find people they can do it with, which means they will look for people who can work on the same level. You can, like a musician, when he wants to form a band, he will look for a musician of his level.
Right.
And that's why you have this connection of talented people.
Right.
I think this connection of talented people has happened here. And for a next step, you need like another 4 or 5, not just one. So that I think that's a bit the situation here. That's also hard for another person to step in, because you have to connect to that.
And also, I think this particular way of working, I mean, there's very little money involved, for example. So a lot of it comes out of desire or passion, or
yeah, that's also another thing. Not everything is noble, in my opinion. I don't believe in that kind of things. People are not just good. Also, when they work for like nothing, they will work for their career, for their vanity, for things like that. It's
like the fairly current show. No money. Okay, never mind. Go on.
No, but I mean, although you don't become rich, it can be very nice to be invited by a European festival and they fly you over and you're in the newspaper. That's also a motivation to do things. It's not only money. There are more things involved.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Okay. Already over.
Yes, indeed. But
My
not,
pleasure.
Not Malaysian films. Hopefully, it's not for Malaysian films. It's not over yet, huh?
Okay.
Hopefully.
No, there's no reason to believe that. In fact, it's all still very young people who are working in this kind of thing. So, and I strongly believe their best films still have to be made.
Okay, thanks.
The unwelcome word of the week is mukasposen. Mukasposen, to look pitiful. Sometimes a useful tool for the passive-aggressive type. Literally, the Malay term means 10-cent face. As if that person were a beggar who would be content with such a small amount. Get that lunch. You say lancho. You get that?
Lanchao.
And his muka sposen out of here, otherwise I'll lanyat him, I tell you.